Hello, and welcome to the Hormone Reset Club tech tutorial. This tutorial is going to discuss the tool called the Hormone Macro Code Carb Tolerance Calculator. What a mouthful. For the purpose of the guide, it's going to be abbreviated HMC for Hormone Macro Code Carb Tolerance Calculator. For the purposes of this video, so as we don't confuse it with the Hormone Macro Code Calculator from month 2, this is going to be referred to simply as the Carb Tolerance Calculator. As in with the calculator in month 2, you have to choose. Are you downloading the Excel version or the Google Sheets version? You will download the Excel version if you are using the Microsoft Office products, and the Excel version has a lot of protection put into place so you can't accidentally erase or change any of the formulas. The Google Sheets version, however, does not. So you need to be careful when you're entering in your data because you could alter the calculator. If you do not know how to use Google Sheets, and that's what you need to use because you do not have an Office license, then what you're going to do is go to Google or YouTube and type in how to use Google Sheets. In order to use Google Sheets, you need to have a Google Drive. In order to have a Google Drive, you need to have a Gmail account. So, if you do not already have an active Gmail account, an active Gmail email, then you're going to create a Gmail email, a Google email, aka Gmail. If you need help doing that, go to Google or YouTube and type in how to create a Gmail account. This video is going to give you just enough information on how to operate within Excel or Google Sheets in order to use this calculator. Think about it. You use a smartphone. Most of us do not know or understand how a smartphone works, but we do know how to use it. The same way with this calculator. Over to the left in Excel, you have these little arrows. These two little arrows help you advance through the tabs. See all these multicolored tabs down here? Each tab is its own worksheet, and each sheet has a different function. You do not see all of the tabs because there's not enough room, so I'm pressing the right arrow. Just so you know, in Google Sheets, those arrows are over on the right-hand side. Notice here you have the basic TDEE calculator, less than 200 pounds, greater than 25% body fat, and the basic TDEE calculator, greater than 200 pounds, greater than 25% body fat, the maintenance calculator, and the protein range chart all are copies from month 2. I am not going to discuss how to use them. I'm going to assume that you have watched the video in month 2. Now I'm going to go back to the very first tab. We have our instructions, and under each tab title, each tab is color-coded. The very first green tab is the macro code diagnostic. Now, the macro code diagnostic also existed in the Hormone Macro Code Calculator, but when you took it, you didn't know what to do with the information. Now we get to know what to do with the information. The MCC Type 1 tab is the Macro Code Carb Type 1. Macro Code Carb Type 1, which is also called the Carb-Fueled Hormone Macro Code. It's 64% carbs and 36% fat. You're going to enter your ideal weight in pounds if greater than 30 pounds to lose. Otherwise, you're going to enter your current weight. Height in inches, age in years. The calculator does the rest. You select your activity level, and the first section of numbers calculates the maintenance macros based on the activity level. The second section calculates your macros for fat loss based on activity level. The protein amount is weight times 0.82 for the optimal protein needed. And here we go to the MCC Type 1 tab. As you see, it looks just like the TDEE calculator. Matter of fact, this first section right here is exactly from the TDEE calculator. I have already pre-populated it with ideal weight. Notice, for the carb type calculators, we are not worried about more than 200 pounds or less than 200 pounds. We are only worried about greater than or less than 30 pounds to lose. If you have more than 30 pounds to lose, you're going to use your ideal weight. If you have less than 30 pounds to lose, you're going to use your current weight. And in this example, if all I wanted to do was maintain my current weight, I would intake 2,460 calories. And because of this being carb tolerance type 1, means the person actually metabolizes carbs very well. So this protein is 153 grams, the carbs will be 111 grams, and the fat grams will be 156 grams. Just so you know, that would be the 2460 minus the 610 gives you the remaining the remaining calories. And then you would take those calories and multiply by 0.64 to get the 446. You would then divide by 4, because actually there are 4 calories per gram. Let's get that right. Which would equal 111 grams of carbs. You would take that 2460 minus 610 and multiply it by 0.36 in order to get the fat calories of 1404. Fat is 9 calories per gram. So you're going to divide the 1404 by 9, and that equals 156 grams. The calculator does all the work. Well, what if you don't want maintenance? What if your goal is to lose fat and gain muscle? Then you drop down here and you choose your activity level. And again, 153 grams of protein, 217 grams of carbs, and 54 grams of fat. That's for type 1. Notice on the macro code diagnostic at the bottom, it has all of the types. Type 2, type 3, and menopausal are very similar. So in that particular case, you can choose to follow these types or go to the TDEE calculator. Type 4, that is for very carb sensitive people. I'm a type 4, so I really need to be looking at the macro ratios under type 4. In order to help you remind you of what calculator you're looking at, I have put your ratios right above the carb calories and the fat calories. Now you can't change it. See? The cell or chart you're trying to change is protected, so there's nothing to worry about. 186 pounds, 69 height, 69 inches, 57 years, and my carb grams is going to be 81, and my fat grams 115. Now go back to type 1, 81 versus 217 grams of carbs. See the big difference? And the fat grams is 115, and it's only 54 fat grams in type 1. So the calories are the same. The daily calories are the same. The protein grams are the same. So you can see what the difference is. And that is how you use the calculator.